Thank you so much for being here. Now, a lot of homeowners, they don't avoid selling because of the market. I know that's weird to hear, but they don't. A lot of times, what I've found is that they avoid it because they're worried it's completely going to disrupt their life. Whether you're talking about the holiday season, the beginning of the year, when the kids are in school, when the kids are out of school, summertime, summer vacation, um, there's that worry about interrupting your everyday life, and it's a totally valid concern. But today, I want to show you how selling your home doesn't have to mean chaos. It doesn't have to be chaotic, it doesn't have to be stressful or overwhelming if it's done right, which is the key. Let's do it right, okay? So, comment live if that concern has ever crossed your mind when you've thought about selling your home. Just comment below. Let me know what your thoughts are there. All right. So, selling a home is a major life event. Let's not downplay it at all, right? But your life shouldn't have to stop while that's happening. Most of the stress that sellers feel, it comes from uncertainty and it comes from poor planning, not from the sale itself. With the right strategy, selling can actually feel organized, believe it or not. You can feel a sense of organization, control, and calm. All right, drop the little eye emojis if this is something that is not what you thought. Right? If it's something you've been thinking about, let me know. Give me the little eye emojis. You guys know which one I'm talking about. Now, the first thing, right, is showings. Right, the showing aspect of it is the part that really is the thing that makes you have to clean up your house, that has to make your house shine as brightly as it can. And it could be, if it's not done strategically, it can be a pain, right? It doesn't Showings don't have to take over your life, right? One of the biggest fears that sellers have is the idea of constant showings, like being flexible and showing whenever something is requested, right? The truth is, at the end of the day, you control the schedule. With the right approach, showings can be grouped together, which is it's the way to do it. They could be limited, they could be planned around your schedule, right? So again, selling your home doesn't mean losing your privacy, losing control of your home, right? But it has to be done right. You have to strategize. You have to have it done the right way. So comment showings if that's one of your biggest concerns. And I know it is. All right, so the other aspect of it is timing. So timing should fit your life, not headlines. See, another major source of stress is rushing based on headlines, whether that's the news, whether it's newspaper articles, online articles, social media. There's a lot going on and a lot of different voices. There are a lot of cooks in the kitchen, right? So don't base it on that. You can talk to 10 different realtors and get 20 different answers as to market conditions and numbers and so on. So, and the same thing for go to 30 different news sites and you'll get 45 different answers as to what's going on in the market. So, the rule of thumb is the best time to sell. It's not about what the market is doing. It's not about what the market's doing. It's about your goals. It's about your calendar, and it's about your next move. When when timing is intentional, stress drops dramatically. So comment time if timing is something that felt overwhelming when you think about selling your home. Because in all honesty, it's one of those things that does come in handy. It does come into play a lot, right? And with all these different things, whether it's, timing, whether it's showings, the way that you deal with all this is through preparation. So preparation, it reduces stress more than anything else, right? Most of the seller stress, it comes from not knowing what actually matters, right? It's it's knowing what to fix, it's knowing what to ignore, and what truly impacts and knowing what truly impacts buyers. Remove the mental noise, right? The goal at the end of the day is not perfection. It's preparation with purpose. That's what we're looking for when we're getting a home prepared. Prepared for showings, prepared for staging, prepared for photography, prepared for, Even if it's preparing for the final walkthrough or for inspection or for appraisal, um, you have to have a purpose, right? So you don't have to continuously. Mhm. Man. So a clear plan beats scrambling every single time. So comment prep if you want clarity before doing anything at all. Because let me tell you, clarity is important when it comes to preparation and everything we just talked about. Now, communication from an agent's perspective and from a client perspective, communication is what makes the entire process feel calm, right? The smoothest sales in my career and that I've heard of happen when communication is clear. And on top of communication, we want to put expectations with that too, right? So knowing what's happening, what's next is a big one. And that used to be a mistake early on in my career. The next step, the next thing, what's happening next is extremely important. And what to expect. It makes the entire process feel manageable. It makes you feel empowered. It allows you to be in the driver's seat. And when sellers feel informed and they feel in control, the calmness follows. It's a proven plan. It's a proven system every single time. So calm and calm, if that's the experience that you actually want when selling your home. If you want to avoid the chaos, if you want to avoid the fears that you've had, and you actually want that calm, cool, collected feeling when you're selling your home, knowing that you're in control, knowing that there it's not free of stress, right? Because we take into consideration that your home is either the biggest investment of your life, one of the biggest investments, and we don't take that lightly. So we understand that there is pressure there, that there is stress, but we want to make sure that we put it on ourselves, right? That we are the ones that are carrying that stress for you, that try to smooth everything out, that try to be proactive and take initiative and make sure that the stress is hitting us first before it hits you, right? We have to be the voice for reason. So when it comes to selling a home, it really doesn't have to disrupt your life. You guys have seen, right? If you have the right plan, the right pacing, the right guidance, essential. It can actually feel structured and calm, right? Um, at the end of the day, the goal isn't just to sell your home, right? It's to sell. It's to sell well. It's to sell at a high price. The highest price that the market can bear, right? You want it in a time frame that works for you, right? In many situations, it's as quickly as possible, and in others, you need to find a place. You need you need certain things to happen, like maybe wait until the summer, or we have the negotiation of timelines. It's all part of the process, right? Because when you're talking about a home, you're talking about negotiating not only price, you're also talking about terms. So as long as you have that communication from the beginning, and you have that agent in place that is going to walk you through, give you the guidance, the structure that's needed, and the structure comes with systems, right? So that's where we can make sure that selling your home is not disrupting your life. Will it change certain things in your life? Yes. But what we try to do is we try to group show, like we were talking about earlier. We try to do open houses around your schedule, and then with the group showings, we don't bring everyone in the house all at the same time. But sometimes it makes sense to have a window during the week, right? Maybe 2 days during the week, and a day or two on the weekend, where between this time, let's say between 1 and 4 o'clock or 1 and 3, we can set some appointments. That way, that that's the time you guys could go to the movies, you guys could go shopping, you can just go about your day, your normal routine, right? Um, so there's ways to make it less stressful. And also another thing is, people worry about, well, what about my stuff? Well, we have where every showing is accompanied by an agent, right? Um, when we bring buyers, we're vetting them, we're making sure that they're pre-approved before they come into the home, but we're also escorting them through the home, right? We're walking through the home. We're making sure that, they're not going anywhere they don't belong, right? And also, just as a side note, it's a good idea for you to put all your valuables away before any showing. So when you put your home on the market, start thinking about putting those valuables away ahead of time, right? But definitely when it comes to an open house or group showings, scheduled showings, back-to-back showings, you want to make sure to lessen the risk, right? So keep that in mind. Now, again, the goal isn't just to sell, it's to sell well and to allow you to live your life as close to your daily routine as possible and maximize your profit, maximize the experience, and have you, dare I say it, but enjoy the actual process of selling your home. It's something that is very important to us, how you experience the sale with us, right? We want to make sure that we are setting the bar high. We want to make sure that we have, the best level, best in service level, best level of service possible, right? We want to make sure that you feel taken care of, that you feel heard, that you feel uninterrupted to an uncomfortable degree, right? Because like I said, there's going to be moments where the house has to be maybe cleaned up a little bit, but it doesn't have to be done to the extreme that some people think. It doesn't have to. You're not showing off a museum, right? Your home is lived in, and as long as you take care of it the right way ahead of time, you don't have that issue, right? But I hope that you can see with what I've said, with the systems, with the setting the correct schedule, how it could really be an experience that doesn't feel like it's completely throwing everything off in your life, right? If selling is something that you're considering now or down the road, I am happy to help you, think it through and understand how to do it with minimal disruption. No pressure, just clarity, a game plan in place. That's what I'm here for. I want to give you that peace of mind. So comment peace, and I'll reach out privately. Of course, if you want a little more privacy, DM me plan. And if you want to talk, if you want to talk it through, DM me, or you can even text me plan at 917-982-8899. Again, 917-982-8899. Even planning ahead, and I mean this, so keep this is straight from the heart. Even planning ahead, whether you're thinking about selling now or in the future, and when it comes to buying too, planning ahead, it just makes everything easier. If you have a roadmap in front of you, if you know what to expect, if you can have those fears eased, you don't have to suffer ahead of time. And many times when you get that clarity, you can make decisions that can be very empowering and very powerful financial moves, right? We just Our job is to guide you, is to sometimes be your therapist, but to really guide you through these different scenarios and make it as enjoyable of an experience as possible. At least from my perspective. I can't talk about everybody, but I want to make sure that you enjoy it, because at the end of the day, most of my business comes from referrals. So if you enjoyed it and you feel taken care of and you feel that, oh, Dave really did put a plan in place, my life was not disrupted, he's someone that I would trust with a loved one, with a friend, with a family member, with a coworker, that you would be proud of referring the person. I want to set that standard from the beginning, so I always aim for that level of service where you can be proud of it and you can talk to others about it, right? So if you do want to have a conversation, please feel free to reach out to me and we can talk a little bit more about how we can sell your home with minimal disruption, how we can have a plan in place to allow you to feel like you're living your normal life. And then you have a couple things on the calendar, a couple showings, a couple of tours of the property. We also show you how to structure it. We show you how to prepare your home for sale, how to maximize the value of your home, how to maximize it in the market of the moment. And we have some guides for you, how to prepare your home for sale, what to expect when selling. So if you want any of that kind of information, please feel free. Text me guide, again, to 917-982-8899, or you can comment guide below, and I'll reach out to you and make sure that I get the right guide out to you as soon as possible. All right. So thank you guys so much for being in tune, for taking some time out to finding out how you can sell your home without disrupting your life entirely. Again, you don't have to disrupt your entire life to sell your home. You control the schedule. The timing, all of it should fit your life. We talked about how preparation removes stress. We talked about how communication creates calm, and that's from day one. And selling does not mean suffering. Selling means getting you to where you want to go. It means having a plan in place. It means making sure that you're set up for success and that that everything is fully transparent up front, so you know exactly where we're headed, and that you understand how the what, why, where, how, who, so that there are no surprises. You know how this is going to go, and it will be an enjoyable experience. So until the next one, guys, thank you so much, and I look forward to connecting with you as soon as we can.